Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I shot a video for yesterday, the 23rd, which is actually today, and I forgot to upload it to YouTube. So I just realized that this morning, and it was such a crappy video, like I was really not feeling it, that I decided just to forego it and throw it away because it was really not inspired to me. For those of you that are interested in what the cards were the Nine of Wands, and the Oracle card was Wings, okay? And the word was faith, so the grounding stone. But I just threw the video away. This is my second attempt at trying to do this for the weekly for today. I don't know. Something's off with me. I have to be honest. I'm not feeling that Ten of Cups energy that mostly was being predicted for the end of this week. I'm not sure. I feel a little discombobulated and weird, but that might just be me. That has nothing to do with your guys' readings. So, this is a broad spectrum reading for all signs. It is the Sunday reading, which is the underpinning energy of the week. It's sort of a macro microcosm reading. Gives us a little insight into what we can be expecting this week. Each card represents for a day or two of the week. Some of you might experience all of these cards. Some of you might only experience one of these cards. It's really dependent on what you're doing and how fast you're working through whatever you're looking through. So there's a lot of flexibility with these readings. If you're seeing this on a date that doesn't fall between October 24th and the 30th, don't worry. You can still use the reading. There might still be a message in it for you at your current place and time, wherever you're at if you're seeing this. So keep an open mind in that way. If things don't fit, don't worry about that either. That just might mean that you're working on something different at this time. It doesn't mean anything's wrong or broken. You're just, marching to your own drummer, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see. So for the beginning of the week, we have the King of Swords. Intellect over emotion. Precision. Being like analyzing things, looking at things from a lot of different perspectives, but using our logic more than anything else. There's a little bit of intuition. We do see that slivered moon behind his head. But essentially, these are, to me, this card feels like there's important decisions to be made in the early part of this week coming up. That could be for, everybody that's watching this. The King of Swords is going to be logical about the decision making, or he's going to require logic from you. He's going to require all of the facts. He's going to require probably, a little bit of time for contemplation. He's not going to sort of make rash decisions. He is air element. He could represent an Aries, a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius that could be coming in, to your space in the beginning of the week. Somebody with a significant amount of influence. You could have that influence too. And as you're using that influence this week, use it wisely. Be careful how you sort of wield your wisdom in a way, right? I get a real silent feeling from him. I love that she uses an owl as the King of Swords because he would be all about knowledge and the intellect being the sword's element, right? Or the sword's suit. But and owls I oftentimes associate with wisdom or knowledge. But I feel like there's there's like a silence to this King of Swords. I feel like he is watching and learning as he watches a situation, a person, a feeling. I do do you see what I'm saying? Like I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. I feel like there's things going on around him that he needs to be aware of, or that he needs to sort of almost be like a silent observer and then make his decisions from that position. As we're making those decisions from this sort of place based in logic, intelligence, wisdom, not based in emotions, not based in ego, not based in well, I'm angry at them, so this is what I'm going to do. No, 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 no. This is about, okay, so this is what's going on. This is what feels the most right, the most logical, the most appropriate. that's how I'm going to move. And then I definitely get this distinct feeling from him. He's not telling everybody what he's up to. So I don't know if that means some of you are moving in secrecy or silence. Secrecy is not necessarily always a King of Swords thing, but with this particular King of Swords, I am getting this idea. It doesn't have to be secrecy, it's just sort of like our own information is ours, and we're going to act from it from a place of, it's going to empower us, is my feeling, right? Because this is the King. So it's going to be good information, it's going to be valid information, but it's not information we're necessarily willing to share with anybody or feeling the need to prove it to anybody, anything of that nature. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, guys. So keep that in mind. The midweek, we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so going from clear-minded thinking and logic to sheer emotional confusion. So, the Seven of Cups, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a roller coaster this week. We'll see what cards come out each day. Seven of Cups indicates one too many options being on the table, maybe being torn emotionally into too many directions, right? We see that rabbit, and it's interesting she puts a rabbit with this card, and we saw a rabbit twice last week. Right, and I was kind of associating rabbit with magic, but also there's that slight bit of like nervousness or fear. To me, the Seven of Cups can indicate nervousness or fear around making the wrong decision. When I look at these two cards together, I would say that like an obvious indication would be whatever we thought we were sure of in the beginning of the week, we might feel a little bit unsure of by midweek, or there might be other options on the table that could confuse us. They're going to pull at our heartstrings or at our emotional center more so than anything. The sort of blue nature of this card, or the like the colors, the color scheme that she's used with this, it makes me feel like there's a little bit of sadness, possibly even a depression that could be clouding our vision or making it hard for us to stay clear in what we knew to be true in the early part of the week, right? From that King of Swords. So keep that in mind. If we seem to feel like we're losing sight or we're losing grip or we're not, sure which direction to go, that may be exactly where we need to be because the Seven of Cups is indicating that's our midweek. So don't be frustrated with ourselves and don't be hard on ourselves. Just sort of wait it out or sit it out, sit with those emotions and allow them to kind of sort themselves out. The reason why I say that is those white clouds on the card really draw my attention as they're sort of parting away. Right? So, in essence, what we don't see or what we're not clear on will become clearer and clearer as long as we don't sort of resist it, avoid it, or make any sort of, rash decisions. And that also could be what the King of Swords is trying to indicate to us in the beginning of the week is staying, more logical and analytical rather than emotional because by midweek our emotions could be getting the best of us or pulling us in directions, or it could be the emotions of others, right? The needs of others, people that we care about in our life and we're feeling like confused by what it is that they need versus what it is that we need, right? And so what do we do? How do we make this work? So keep that in mind. And then the last card, I'll take it, is the Three of Cups. So that is a happy card. That's a happy ending card. Three of Cups is about celebration, opportunity, coming together in enjoyment. So whatever we might have felt confused by in the midweek or wherever we might have felt torn, I feel like we do find the solution that works for not only us, but maybe others involved, those that maybe were confused about or feeling obligated to. If there was some semblance of obligation in the middle of our week that was causing us confusion, that confusion lifts by midweek, right? And in that lifting, we end up able to sort of enjoy, celebrate, and please not only ourselves, but those around us, right? Because that would be the Three of Cups card. I also like that threes always to me kind of bring me to that space of balance in the sense of three is not necessarily a balanced number because it's odd, right? But there's that balance of the mind, body, spirit. And so wherever we kind of felt maybe confused in the midweek, I think that we return back to this place of enjoyment, celebration, appreciation by week's end. And we've made, if there's a decision to be made or a path to be taken, ideally we've taken the right one, or we certainly feel okay with the decisions that we've made by week's end with this Three of Cups. And not only are we okay with it, but those around us support us in that. Does that make sense? This could be a simple, there could be a party, a wedding, celebration at the end of this week for some of you, because this card is definitely about that. So if that's coming up for you, enjoy it, take it, run with it, have your way with it in a way, you know, like really enjoy it. So let's see what the oracle card is for this week. Ooh, hello, just in time for Halloween. Cat! Cats always are interesting animals. They're very independent, right? And I can see sort of how cat would tie into that King of Swords very much so, right? Because they can be very independent and aloof animals, but they're also quite loving and kind and need that sort of, connection. The other thing about cats is they make me think about domestication or like the home, right? Like house cats, right? They always bring me to this place of the home. And so if some of the stuff that we're looking at is within our own home, within the care of our home, how we care for our home, how we care for those that we love this week. You know, if we find ourselves trying to be more analytical in the beginning of the week, a little bit more, what's the word? Like, logical is a good word, but that's not the word I want to use. Like, how do I want to say this? Like, cat indicates to me that whatever these issues are that are causing us maybe confusion in the midweek, or that we're trying to be sort of aloof or above in the beginning of the week with that Knight of the King of Swords, it has to do with home stuff. It has to do with our relationships, maybe with family, within our home, within what's right for us, and then for those that we care about around us that we interact with. Does that make sense? And are we doing it well? We may be confused or feeling like we're not by the midweek, but by week's end, it works out. Does that make sense? Because that's that Three of Cups, those three raccoons enjoying themselves, little scavengers that they are. But Cat, to me, also, I feel like he's a little bit of a nod to the magic that Cat has with it. You know, like cats, black cats are associated with witches. It's Halloween. We're dealing with the literary witch deck. So I kind of also like that he's showing up, and we're one day away from Halloween by the end of this week. So he's leading us into the sort of magic and mystery of this month and what's going on. Um, I will say too, the Queen of Wands always has a black cat sort of as seated at her feet in traditional tarot, which indicates that she has a connection to the other side. So if the veil becomes a little bit lifted for some of you this week, don't be surprised. Enjoy it, take part in it, even if it brings you a little bit of confusion, right? And then you're able to celebrate it towards the week's end. Partake in that celebration. Enjoy. Okay? Now let's. Oh, I gotta put all the stones back. 1 second. Okay. And the grounding stone for the week is. Alright. This is what we want to ground in throughout this week, no matter what's going on, guys, is the attribute of. Oh, and it's not going to stand up. Gratitude. Okay? So gratitude is kind of where we need to be at, because I think that even though, I mean, certainly we can be grateful for the strength of our mind, our intelligence, all of that through the King of Swords, right? Gratitude may be harder to find in the midweek when we're in that emotional confusion that could be going on with that Seven of Cups, but gratitude is certainly very easy and expressed quite clearly in that Three of Cups card, right? So be grateful for sort of all of it if you can throughout the entirety of the week. I feel like gratitude is the sort of attitude or the energy that will push you right through that Seven of Cups and straight into that Three of Cups, maybe even earlier than week's end if you allow it. And so be grateful for everything that you do have, even the things that maybe aren't clear right now. Understand that they will come clear at some point, and there will be an opportunity to be I don't know if happy again is the right way to put it, but to celebrate or to enjoy again, to feel at peace again, to feel in harmony again. That would certainly be that Three of Cups. And in this cat card too, remember, the independence of the cat is remember you have it all within you. Like cats are sort of highly intelligent, independent animals. They take care of their needs sort of first and foremost. So make sure you do that, before worrying about the needs of others, because that's might only just serve to sidetrack you this week. I hope that makes sense. That is your forecast for the week. I will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, share the channel out, let other people know that I exist and that I'm here. I am trying to grow the channel, and leave any questions or comments. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.